makes for a good villain? Who is the most reviled member of this roster? Is it Il Sigler and his personal attacks? Red Machine D for his rampant death-wishing? Beth is my goddess, etc. for his little stories? Personally, I don't think so. Not to offend these men, but being unpleasant for the sake of it is just boring. There's no substance. No, I believe that the best bad guys are justifiable. Maybe they have a greater purpose. Maybe they did nothing wrong. Maybe they are only turned into monsters due to the evils of society. They're the most hateable, because they turn our precious worldview on its head and make us think, who are the real demons? I, ladies and gentlemen, am a villain. I understand this now because I realize villainy is an entirely subjective concept. It doesn't matter what I think is right or wrong, only what you do. You are the population, you are the majority, you decide the social norms amongst yourselves, no matter how decrepit or depraved I find them to be. Because it doesn't matter what I do, I now know. It doesn't matter how nice or inoffensive or pleasant I try to be. You still hate me. Because my idea of fun, however harmless, is opposed to yours, and you're not the tolerant gentleman I thought you were. Oh no, you are prejudiced. You are despicable. You are nothing more than a glorified coven of baby-tarts. Whenever I try to explain myself, you realize this, and it drives you insane, to the point where you have to drown that thought out. You have to keep on hating. You have to demonize me, lest you think badly of yourselves. And you know what? I'm okay with this. It's fun being a little effigy. Besides, now to know what you're really like, I have no intention of trying to fit in. I'd rather you hate me for what I am than love me for something I am not. A great man said that. An inspirational man. A man who was a ray of hope for the future. Who was unjustly despised by the ignorant populace. Even so, he prevailed on the grandest stage of them all. Just like I'm going to. Because I know who my opponent is. He's not nameless or faced. He is you. All of you. My true feud is with the 420 Chan Woon of us, and he is you given form. He is your champion. After all, should he defeat me, I shall leave, and you shall all rejoice endlessly. But should I defeat him, then joy and wonder shall return to this place, and you shall all despair by my hand. That is why I will not lose. I refuse to lose. I will die before I lose, because I have a greater purpose. I am doing what is right. I am making fun aloud again. And I love that I get to make you wretches more miserable than you already are. For I'm Mr. Wrestling Reborn, I'm the ultimate villain of Wu, and I am proud of that. So bring him. Vader, Haku, Super Dragon for all I care. I'd personally like to kick Nick Gage's teeth down his throat. Whoever it is, I shall beat them and prevail through my sheer will to do what is right. Boo me all you want. It feeds me. I will use it as fuel to overcome your representative and prevail on the grandest stage of them all. Oh. How interesting.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has come to this. It is an open challenge laid down by the man who calls himself Mr. Wrestling Reborn. An open challenge to Wu. Mr. Wrestling Reborn claims to be the arrogant villain of the piece. Now, many people have theorized who Mr. Wrestling Reborn's opponent will be. I mean, you look at the list of people that have visited Wu. Could it be Colt Cabana? Could it be Matt Classic? Could it be Matthew? Could it be Cortana? Could it be Sparta? Could it be Ella? Could it be... trying to think of some more people. I know it's not me, but that's at least one thing guaranteed. Mr. Wrestling Reborn, of course, turned up a couple of years ago, I believe. Most famous for using Mr. Wrestling Kevin Steen as his pictures when posting comments and reaction images. and then for some reason suddenly turned into this purple winged monster. So, with some mysterious promos, let's find out who is Mr. Wrestling Reborn. What? Quite honestly, I don't believe it. If you had to name one person in the history of Woo who is famous for being all over the place, there is one man, there is only one macable person. Y2J Chris Jericho!
It's all about the game.
I think Mr. Wrestling Reborn has been enough. Wait a second.
It's all about your debt, and if you can pay it.
Well, I don't believe it.
Who's gonna make it? I am the game.
It would appear that we have been joined by Hate Combo 1 and Hate Combo 2 combined. And I think Mr. Wrestling Reborn has been enough more than he can chew here. I think there's going to be a true Matt Classic here. Forget Triple H versus Broomstick. I think Triple H is going to get a good match out of Mr. Wrestling Reborn here.
Don't you forget there's a price you can pay, because I am the game and I want to play.
Many people seem to think that Mr. Wrestling Reborn is a bad punchline. Well, if you're talking about bad punchlines, then you have to include this man. Well, I don't think we're going to be seeing much more Mr. Wrestling Reborn. I'm getting word that there is an open grave prepared. I think he's about to be fucking buried, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait a minute! A double underhook! Pedigree! It's a pedigree, ladies and gentlemen. Pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Buried in almost less than 5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Wrestling Reborn is gone from Woo. H Combo has proven that he is indeed the game, and he's not here to play. What does this mean for Woo? Well, I guess we're going to have a few less pony images. It's going to be good news, really. Well, that was extremely quick. I don't know where we're going to go from there, ladies and gentlemen. Looking at my schedule, I think we're set for probably... Oh, shit. Well, I thought we were scheduled for Perry Saturn versus Dean Malenko, but apparently it's not warm enough in here. It looks like it's time for some X-Pac heat. And here comes X-Pac himself, Sean Waltman. Probably the only man to enter China at the same time as being in the country. Good God. I don't know what X-Pac's doing out here, or X-Pac, depending on your pronunciation. The crowd, of course, giving X-Pac a heated reception. I'm slightly worried.
Who's gonna kick your ass? Generation X. Who's gonna kick your ass? Generation X. Who's gonna kick your ass?
Behold the king.
Well, I've been told in my headset that we're actually expecting. This is a bonus match, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who probably never watched some of the old ECW, you probably don't remember Bow Newton. But I think we're going to say that this match is probably to find out who truly is the king of the opening match.
The traitor lost both his name and his face. Through the halls and the corridors.
I think Bow Newton, as far as I remember, had one match against Tyson Kidd.
Tasted his grin.
And
tasted good.
the bright future was quickly extinguished for this young man. Who knows? Maybe the winner gets to star in a new porn film with China. Not sure if that's a victory. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, a special exhibition for you tonight. It's Bow Newton versus X-Pac. And a big elbow there from Bow Newton as X-Pac whips him into the far side of the corner. X-Pac, of course, part of the classic group D-Generation X, has been part of the NWO as well. Was almost part of Sports Entertainment Extreme, but didn't quite deserve that honour. X-Pac is, of course, famous as well for defeating Scott Hall. A big back suplex there from X-Pac. And another back suplex. They're dropping him right on his head there. Bow Newton now, reversed by X-Pac to a headlock. And pushed away from that kick attempt. X-Pac has those wicked kicks that you've got to watch out for. And a stomach crusher there. Collar elbow tie up here in the middle of the ring. They go behind and a big drop kick there to the back, and X-Pac is not moved by that one, nor by the second attempt, and here come those lightning fast kicks, I thought. Bow Newton returns with a kick of his own. Ooh, vicious kicks to the forehead there. Some more arm traps going on here. Headlock, reverse. Another drop kick. Rocks X-Pac. Neither man gone down yet. And a sort of a float over into a crossroads there. X-Pac now delivering some right hands. A kick to the back of the thigh there. The quad. I mean, how great was it seeing Triple H again? H-Combo 2 coming out and burying Mr. Wrestling Reborn. If you've just joined us, you've missed the Sin Cobra winning the Mask versus Mask versus Mask versus Mask versus Mask Elimination Chamber. And Randy Orton did defend Wu's honour. So thank God for that. X-Pac now with an abdominal stretch. Bow Newton's quite close to the ropes here. Hip toss takeover there. X-Pac grabbing his head for some reason. Bow Newton with a go behind into a Russian leg sweep. Kick to the stomach. And a headlock by Bow Newton. Snapmare takeover into a chin lock, but X-Pac was in the ropes there. Good call by referee Charles Robinson, who seems to be refereeing everything tonight. Which is good to know. Big elbow there to the arm of X-Pac. Bow Newton seems to be working the arm. X-Pac now reversed into a headlock. Whipping to the far corner. Big elbows from Bow Newton, breaking out of that grapple there. And X-Pac returns the favour with those elbows. And a drop kick to the ropes by Bow Newton. He's had enough with the ropes. The ropes have angered him. A nice step over takeover there. And it looks like he's turning into a Boston Crab. Almost centre of the ring is X-Pac. And he flips him over. It's quite impressive. Whips him into the corner again. X-Pac here looking for a tornado DDT and finds it. plants Balnugan straight in the middle of the ring. And another back suplex, dropping him on his head. Really holding that neck now. These two athletes here really going at it. It's going to be the fifth or sixth back suplex we've seen. Maybe went to the well once too many times there. And a big stomach crusher there again from Balnugan. Kicks to the back. It's interesting to see these two men really fighting it out. And almost a Northern Light suplex there. Both these men seem to know each other so well. I guess Balnugan probably knows X-Pac more than a big back body throw there. Balnugan probably knows X-Pac more than X-Pac knows Balnugan, considering there's probably more matches. And a big pump handle slam there, shades of former DX partner Road Dogg there. Jesse James, BG James, Brian Armstrong. And that kick attempt again blocked by Balnugan. He seems to be aware of those kicks. But not that one, straight to the head. As soon as I say it, drop straight on his head. And another back suplex. Take a shot. Some slaps there to the face. Another kick to the thigh. And X-Pac's over the top rope. Of course, going over the top rope, don't forget the 60-man Woo Rumble. Don't know how you're going to pronounce that one. It's coming up soon as well. 60 men will compete in one ring in order to get a shot at the 420 Chan Championship. And of course, that is our main event of the evening tonight. The Rock versus Rassler for the 420 Chan Championship. Another back suplex. Now X-Pac, he's using those educated feet. Not sure if they went to the same school as RVD, but big super kick to the face right there, and Balnugan's down. X-Pac with the cover. One doesn't even get a one count there, despite all this action. Not even a one count. These two men proving the GTS there from Balnugan. Into a single leg Boston Crab. He tried the double earlier and gets even less success, I would say, with that maneuver. X-Pac with the arm ring and another kick to the back of the head and more unrelenting punches to the back of Balnugan's head. And a crucifix pin. I thought it was a crucifix pin attempt, but maybe not. X-Pac caught taunting there. And a chop block to the leg. Notice most of X-Pac's offense seems to be focused around the head. Big knee strike there. Balnugan really hasn't been focusing too much on the body part. X-Pac returns with the right hand. Big elbow look there to the chest area. Kick to the back of the knee. Turns him around. Another big throw. Almost like a Tazplex, that one. Big exchange of hands there. And another drop kick from X-Pac. Again, Balnugan not being moved by those drop kicks. Snapmare takeover and a big kick to the back. Balnugan fights out of the grapple attempt there. And another big back suplex. You're going to be inebriated by the end of this one. Take small sips. It looks like a choke with the legs there from X-Pac. Another drop kick. This one sends X-Pac down to the floor. A series of right hands there, almost. Blocks the attempt again. Nice big kick to the chest there. couple of shots to the face and arm there from Balnugan. And then another, that rolling facebuster move there. And now returning the favour to Texas. Both these men seem to have very similar movesets. Not that I'm criticising, of course, but very similar movesets. Big knee to the corner, and a bulldog plants X-Pac in the centre of the ring. Didn't go for the pin attempt though. Looks like he's probably going to attempt to take more damage to the face there. X-Pac is down. Still not attempting a pin. I think this is inexperience here from Balnugan, not going for the pin instead acting out more punishment. Those knee drops. And X-Pac almost got a comeback there. It's about the third time we've seen that move, Bao. It's not getting any more over with the crowd, mate. I'll be honest. A vicious kick to the back. And finally a pinfall. 1, 2, 3. It's all over. With a kick to the back. Balnugan wins, ladies and gentlemen. Balnugan finally finds his place in the annals of history. He is perhaps the greatest jobber of all time. Leave the memories alone, Bal. I wish you would have.
From the place where the traitor lost both his name and his face.
Oh, and my video has just fucked up. 1 second. Okay, let's move on to our originally scheduled programming, which I believe is Perry Saturn versus Dean Malenko.
And I would just tell them that's just the way Chris is. You just accept. I accepted Chris for what he does. Who I ever had an opportunity to be in there with and share my life with. It's ironic in a 2-year time span, losing 2 of my closest friends. One being Eddie Guerrero, one being Chris Benoit. I always said that the original 3 amigos were not the suplexes in the ring. It was myself, Eddie, and Chris.
Wrestling world in shock today. Former champion Chris Benoit found dead in his Atlanta home.
Find at a downtown Minneapolis hotel.
Along with his wife and young son.
The body of World Wrestling Entertainment star Eddie Guerrero.
Now treating the discovery as a double murder-suicide.
He will be missed. I'll never forget you. My 2 closest friends that I spent 15 years with are now together.
If there was ever a match at Rasslemania that was full of both tragedy and emotion, this is an emotionally filled match, ladies and gentlemen. In November of 2005, Eddie Guerrero was found dead in his hotel room. Almost 2 years later, in June of 2007, Chris Benoit took both his life and that of his wife Nancy and his son Daniel. His probably 2 closest friends of Perry Saturn and Dean Malenko, both the most affected. Perry Saturn would go into hiding and disappear for several years. The assumption has always been that Dean is responsible for the deaths, or possibly was involved some way with the disappearance of both Eddie and Chris. And we see here Chris and Eddie accompany Dean to the ring here. Perry would resurface in December of 2010, and since then he's been waiting for his opportunity to get back at Dean Malenko. Will Dean seemingly claim another of the Radical Souls tonight? Or will Perry Saturn overcome the odds? There's a big collar and elbow tie-up. We have a zoomed out view for this match, which is really helpful. Headlock there from Perry Saturn. Dean Malenko whips Perry into the far corner. And a switch from Perry Saturn. Big elbow to the leg there. Expect a technical contest from these two. Perry Saturn, of course, known for using the three-handled moss-covered family Gudunza. Dean Malenko is known for using the Texas Cloverleaf. And I believe Chris Benoit has taken it upon himself to get in the ring. And now Eddie Guerrero. The souls of... And it's a 3-on-1 handicap situation now. And now Eddie is seemingly attacking... Chris is attacking Eddie.
You know
what's going on here? Oh shit, hang on. Ladies and gentlemen, wait a second. It's Teddy Long! It's Teddy Long!
Now, if all four of you want to mix it up, then we gonna do it right. I'm going to make this a tag team match.
Oh! Shuck it, duck it, quack, quack. We've got a tag team match on our hand, players. Well, this is interesting. This is interesting. It's Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit versus Perry Saturn and Eddie Guerrero. A match I don't think anyone ever thought they would see. It's probably already happened. Big kick out of the corner here, and Dean Malenko with a Northern Lights suplex. Go behind. Big German there, dropping Perry on his head there. Of course, Perry has had his problems with alcohol and drugs and mop-related activities. Big switch there. And Dean picks him up over his shoulder, drops him into the corner. And Perry's reeling after that one. Collar and elbow tie-up. To an arm wringer. Yanking on that arm. Dean Malenko. Of course, out of the two, you'd probably expect Perry Saturn to attempt more throw-type maneuvers. Probably try and weaken a body part down. Similar with Eddie Guerrero, of course, using the frog splash, of course. Whereas Dean Malenko, probably more submissions expert, along with Chris Benoit. Chris, of course, has been held deep within the code of Wu, and we know that certainly when things do go awry and the mods are not around, that Chris has escaped on a number of occasions to come back to haunt Wu. The most notable occasion, I think, was around about Halloween last year, of 2012. It took Kane and Alberto Del Rio to finally send Chris Benoit back to where he belongs. And a full Nelson here applied to Perry Saturn by Dean Malenko. And Perry's breaking out of it. Of course, the Radicals were probably well known for being one of the big turning points of the Monday Night Wars. All four of these men competed quite a lot in WCW. They were almost the workhorses. Chris Benoit was part of the Four Horsemen. Eddie Guerrero was very well known for his matches and feuds with the likes of Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio, as he's now in the ring here. And when these four men decided to leave, it was probably on not the best terms, and WCW lost quite a few of its workers here. So these four men are probably going to give it their all tonight. And we see Dean now using the ropes here. The referee should really get involved. As Dean was choking Eddie there. Attempted that knife edge block and Eddie's just backing away there. Big clubbing blow to the arm and a shoulder block. Another throw. Jesus Christ. That was quite a... Trapped the leg there. Eddie blocks the go behind there. And Chris is trying to get himself into this match as well. And another big back suplex. And a go behind German suplex that drops Eddie right on his back. Eddie comes back though. Dean chances for a headlock. Whips him into his own corner. Big clothesline there. Might have been a forearm. Couldn't see from this angle. Big elbows to Eddie Guerrero. Eddie, of course, leaving a legacy behind to Chavo, who refused it and decided to give it to Rey Mysterio instead. And then complained about it. What a guy. He's probably beating off in a gym somewhere. And now it looks like the crippler Chris Benoit is being brought into the match. It's Chris versus Eddie. If you've just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, this is Rasslemania. This is what was supposed to be Dean Malenko versus Perry Saturn, but Dean had chosen to bring out the souls of both Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit with him. But it seems that Eddie has turned his back on Chris and Dean and is fighting with and for Perry Saturn, thanks to Teddy Long turning this into a tag team match. And Dean Malenko there just blind tagged himself in, and now is toying with Eddie. Attempted an axe handle from the apron there, mistimed it. Snapmare takedown into a chin lock on the outside of the ring. Dean fights out of it though. Referee up to 3. Both men fighting on the outside. And then he's back in at 5. Go behind from Dean Malenko here. And a Russian leg sweep. Another big German suplex. Stomps to the bodies of Eddie Guerrero. One has to ask, though, if these are the souls, you know, can they feel pain? And a thumb to the eye! A thumb to the eye there by Dean Malenko. The referee doing nothing about it. Probably one of the trademarks of Eddie to cheat within his matches. Eddie's motto of lie, cheat and steal, which won over the fans, I have to say. Eddie with a big drop kick. Dean Malenko stuck in the tree of woe there. Nothing to protect himself there. And another big German suplex. Dean Malenko seems to be resistant to any punishment at all. And now a more amicable tag now from Dean and Chris Benoit now. Another go behind into a sort of flip net breaker type thing there. Back into a tag to Dean, who steps on the face of Eddie Guerrero, making quick tags here, and Eddie's wise to get out of it and tag in Perry Saturn. And Chris now delivering more shots to the head there. Big elbows. Blocks attempt at the rights there from Perry. And a big elbow strike again. And those rights almost got a new second win there, but the chin lock there by Chris Benoit. Submission specialist can pick a body part and just tear it apart. And the takedown there by Perry Saturn. Of course, Perry is also a submission specialist. He's modified shoulder. I think it's a shoulder lock and a crossface almost at the same time, and it's the Rings of Saturn. It's a modified version of the STF, I believe. Picks him up and hooks him into a tree of woe. And big kicks there. Blocks the right hand go behind, switch, reverses him into the corner. And Perry switches him, and Chris switches him back. And it's a double team attempt here, whips him across. Leg trip, big elbow to the back of the neck and spine of Perry Saturn. Big chop there, you hear the crowd going wild for that one. And Dean again using the ropes to choke the life out of Perry Saturn. Big butterfly bomb there. A big butterfly bomb. And here we go. It's a Texas Cloverleaf. Texas Cloverleaf. It's a modified version of the sharpshooter there. That really talks the back. And a big back body drop from Saturn despite the punishment from that. Perry's not willing to give up yet. You got to imagine in the mind of Perry Saturn, he's not just fighting for his own soul. He's fighting for the souls of his two best friends as well. Big kick attempt and Perry just pushes him away. But Dean's just so quick at just picking those body parts. Just looking for an opening. And it was a straight shot to the face there. Followed by some unrelenting shots to the back. And more shots now to the back of the head. His own corner as well. And now he's just cowardly running away and tagging in Chris. To tag himself back in. That was a genius move there. I have no idea why. Dean, of course, known for being the man of 1,000 holds. Big German suplex there from Dean Malenko. Tags in Chris Benoit. And Chris also known for his superior knowledge of holds and submission holds and a big headlock now. Chris, of course, was World Heavyweight Champion twice technically. Won his first major championship in WCW. Held it for almost less than 12 hours as he walked under the company moments afterwards. And now Perry Saturn and Eddie Guerrero getting a chance to exact some double team revenge. A Manhattan drop into a big boot there from Eddie Guerrero, who returns with a shoulder block. And Chris Benoit wants nothing to do with Eddie Guerrero. Dean's just happy to take the and walks into a big hip toss there from Eddie Guerrero. Rights, lefts, and a big Irish whip to the far side. Low bridge from Perry Saturn, and down goes Dean Malenko, and in comes Chris Benoit. And now it's all switcheroo, it's all changed. There's a big DDT there to Chris Benoit. Oh my god, it was a back suplex, kind of a cobra clutch throw into the steel steps to Perry Saturn there. And Chris Benoit, for some reason, is lying down in the ring. Eddie Guerrero is just... Oh no, my bad, that was Eddie Guerrero lying in the ring. So the names above the head, ladies and gentlemen, is confusing me. And MCC Man is online, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to you, sir. And rope break. Big power slam there from Eddie Guerrero. They must have missed some action in the ring because Eddie is clutching his head. Big jumping flying net breaker there. And a flip leg and another flying net breaker. And the crowd are going wild for this. Will we see a third? Is it a new version of Three Amigos? No, Dean Malenko stops that short. Another tag. Big shots there to the body there. It's just opening him up for Chris Benoit. Another full Nelson applied. And Eddie's fighting out of it. And referee counting Dean out there. Eddie blocking a dropkick attempt from Chris. Big uppercut. A nice forearm shot there to the neck, and Chris Benoit returns the favour of those 2 net breakers earlier with one of his own. And a pinfall! I think this is the first of the match. 1, 2, and broken up by Perry Saturn there. Big elbow to the side of the face. And the punch there to Eddie Guerrero's chest as well. Whipped across the far side. And a big back body drop, reversing to a pin. It's 1, 2. Oh, almost a 3 there for Eddie Guerrero. I thought he was going to steal one there. That was an impressive reversal. Headlock into a hip throw. Reversed by Chris Benoit. Eddie Guerrero is looking for that big tag, and here comes Perry Saturn. Big shot to Chris Benoit. Big shot to Dean Malenko. They both crack heads. And Perry made no attempt. He had that huge build of momentum. And there was no real... On a big bulldog there by Chris Benoit. I think Perry Saturn might be busted open. Perry is certainly in trouble here. He had that huge run there off the tag, but it's led to nowhere as Chris drops him with a DDT. I fear this is all over, ladies and gentlemen. I feel Chris and Dean are about to take another victim. Pin for 1, 2, 3, and it was all over. It's all over. The Radicals have won, ladies and gentlemen. Dean Malenko has claimed another soul in the form of Perry Saturn. You can't say that Perry didn't fight hard in this match. You can't say he didn't give his all. But Dean and Chris Benoit were just too much. I just really feel that last ditch effort to try and gain some kind of momentum just didn't go anywhere from those two. Well, coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. I can't see my notes. We've got loads of stuff coming up, so stick with us. Let's go to some segments or something.